Hello everyone, this is Dr. Swapnil Chandratre here. In the last video of my KP exam experience, I have already told you that I will make a 3 separate video regarding the 3 parts of the KP exam, that how to prepare for it. Today is the first video of it. It will be regarding the first exam, which is our Schriftliche or a Theory Teil. This video will be divided into 2 parts. In the beginning, I will talk to you about the structure of the exam and what to write, what not to write, what is being asked. In the second part, I will tell you that how to prepare for it. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to it, because such information you are not going to find anywhere. As I mentioned in my last video, that this first exam, which is a Schriftliche Teil or a theory part, which is considered as the most toughest exam out of 3. Why? As I said before also, I'm going to revise you. There are multiple reasons for it. First is that it is the first exam, so you are coming to this exam scenario first time. You are already mentally a little bit nervous, so you don't know what is going to happen, what is not going to happen, and that stress factor also plays a big role. Another thing is that you don't know what is going to be asked in the exam. You know that you need to solve a case, but whether you have solved that case rightfully or wrongfully, that you don't know, because every case you can solve it in 10 or 20 different ways. There are not a single way which is the right way you can solve this case. Only thing is that it should be scientifically correct. Your examiner should think that it is right. That is the one of the reason. And third reason is that the result part, because the results of this exam generally come after 4 to 8 weeks. During that time there is a lot of stress, because you don't know whether you have passed the exam or not, and you are waiting for the results. It's a very stressful scenario. These are the reason I find it the most difficult exam. Now coming to the exam, what do you expect in this exam? When you go into this exam hall, you will get question paper. It will be around 10 to 15 pages, sometimes more. In that question paper, there will be questions. Below that, there will be the space to write the answer. Sometimes you will get the separate answer sheet to write your answer, but most of the time it is being in this question paper together. In this question paper, in the beginning, there will be a history, that what is the chief complaint of the patient, what is the systemic history, and all those things. There will be also the OPG, there will be also IOPS, there will be also intraoral photos, the modern photos, and all those things. Sometimes some things are not there, sometimes everything is there. Those are the things you will get in the exam paper. But then your questions will start. The first question most of the time is your prognosis of the tooth. In that answer, you need to write down prognosis of each and every tooth based on their situation. That's the prognosis question. The second question most of the time comes is your diagnosis of this case. Also Befund means findings. In that you need to write down everything in details. For example, they might give you in a question also that surgical, endodontic, conservative, periodontal, OPG, radiological. So you need to write down what are your findings in your case, your diagnosis of the case, everything like what is your periodontal diagnosis, what is your endodontal diagnosis, and everything you need to write down. For example, for one teeth you find endoperio lesions, so you need to write down that also. All of these things you need to construct in this diagnosis part, because if you don't diagnose it properly, your further treatment will hamper. You need to do it properly. Then the third question most of the time is the pre-treatment. Pre-treatment, one of the most important aspect. When we were used to study in our college, we were taught this thing theoretically, that how to solve a case. We need to first do the surgical part, then we do the conservative part, then we do the periodontal part, and then we do the prosthetic part. But in clinical practice, we don't follow that in day-to-day basis, in our country at least. But in Germany, it has been strictly followed, because it has been everything controlled by insurance. You need to go step by step. Here also you need to solve your case like that only. In pre-treatment, what are the teeth you need to remove, you need to extract, what you do after that, which are the teeth having the cavities, and you need to do the root canals. All those things you have to do, your periodontal treatment and everything. Next questions are what are the prosthetic options. Now prosthetic options, mostly they ask you what is option for maxilla, what is option for mandible, and you have to give two different treatment opinions. The first opinion most of the time you need to write about the Regelversorgung. Regelversorgung means what is being ruled, is being passed by insurance system here. Second is mostly you need to write down your opinion, that what do you think, that how do you do it the best way. That is the way you need to write your entire case in detail. If you write any treatment plan, you need to write down that why you have chosen this treatment plan, the advantages and disadvantages of all of your treatment plan. Whatever you write, you should justify it. If you construct everything like that, and if it's scientifically correct, then you are going to pass this exam. The most difficult practical part people find it is that why people fail in this exam, what are the challenges that happens. The people who fail in this exam, out of that 50% fail because of the time limit issue, because this case you need to write down everything in very much detail and you need to write down everything fast, otherwise you are not going to finish it. Time shortage faced by everyone, but 50% of the students not only able to write everything. If you don't write everything, then that amount of marks are anyway going to get cut. Rest of the marks you need to get passing marks. It is generally the 60% is the passing. First important thing is that you should write everything, you shouldn't miss anything. In that scenario, you have written the 100% and out of 100% you have to bring the 60%. You write down only 80% and out of that your 60% need to be corrected. In that scenario, your passing chances gets decreased. The second reason the rest of the 50% who don't pass these exams are either they have not read the case properly, they have missed some details and like systemic details or some findings or something like that. They have solved rest of the case falsely. They have not prepared well, under prepared. They don't know how to solve the cases. These are the reasons people are failing in the exam. Now I'll tell you that how to prepare for this exam and how you can crack it. Again, before I tell you this thing, you need to understand that everyone has their own strategy to prepare for the exam. I'm just telling you my strategy, that how I have prepared. As soon as the FSP exam is over, you will start for preparing for the KP exam. There are 3 things I'm going to talk to you about. First thing is to joining the KP coaching institute. Now I get this question for everyone that please give us names of the KP coaching institute and all that. I'm not going to give you any names. There are 2 reasons for it. First is this video is not being sponsored by any of the classes. I'm not going to sponsor or promote anything because I have only done this KP class from one institute. I can only say about the one institute and I cannot say false things about the other institute because I don't have any data about it, how they teach everyone. That is the first thing. And here second thing is that in Germany there is a rule of data protection. They can sue me for promoting one institute over other because this is a public platform. I need to take care about the things. So please don't ask me these questions that please write down the name of the institute. If you have that question, you can book your Zoom call and then I can guide you there. If you are with me in the process, then I can help you to get the admission in the good institutes. But don't ask me here regarding the coaching institute. First thing is to join the good coaching institute. Now how to choose the good coaching institute? Well, there are 7 to 8 recognized big institute here for the KP exam. There is a lot of debate about it that these institutes are, some are not good, some are bad. Let me tell you one thing truthfully, the role of any coaching institute is your tuition class. At the end of the day, it's your job to prepare it on your own. Don't expect too much from these classes. What is the goal of these classes? It's like to get the overview from the system. You get the overview of the KP exam, that how it has been constructed. You get the study material from the classes. And the third and the most important thing is that you need to always check whether these classes have the practical part or not, because preparation for the practical part, for that you need a good setup to do a phantom model exercises. Most of the classes don't have it. Don't join those classes who don't have this thing. You will be get attracted with the cheaper price, but you need to check that whether they are going to teach you for the practical part or not, because that is the important part where you can practice it. The professors can see that how you have prepared, they can guide you and they can give you tips, because such thing you are not going to get anywhere out of that. That is the most important thing you need to keep in mind in choosing the institute. Now second tip is to prepare on your own. How do you prepare on your own? Well, the most important part is do it in a group. Find good partners to prepare for the exam. Most of the time you find these partners when you join in this KP institute. There are many students who are with you. These partners, you should always choose the people who are preparing for the exam, not who have already cleared the exam, because those of the students will not have too much time. Also, most of the time they don't want to go back to study and talk about it, because it's like for them it's like it's over for them. Don't keep on asking the people who have cleared the exam. Just find the people who are preparing for the exam. Don't restrict yourself for a one country people. So it's like, that I'm Indian, I want only Indian partners. No, try to find people from everywhere, because everyone has own ideas, own way to solve the cases. You can learn a lot of stuff from other people. In my case also, I had very good partners. With them I have prepared very nicely. First of all, you need to understand that how to write the case. Then how do you find it? There is a book called Curriculum Prosthetic Teil 1. In that book, there in one of the chapter, it has been roughly showed that how do you write and solve the case step by step. You also need to study one chapter from Zahnmedizinische Implantologie und Chirurgie book, which I read, that is regarding the medically compromised patient, that what you need to take care in every kind of medical compromise situation, what you take care okay, what you don't do, what you do, those things you need to write down in the exam. So that chapter you also need to read. The rest is that you just need to solve the case. My suggestion is to work in a clinic. Your boss will help you to solve these cases. How I did it is that write down case every week, one case, and then I showed it to my boss. He has made changes, corrections, and slowly I started to learn. My mistakes were getting lower and lower. When the exams were only 3 months or 2 months away, then I started writing twice in a week. In last 20 days, I wrote it every day. In that scenario, I do it in my group. We were 3 people, and it's like in the beginning, you don't need these people to be with you. Nowadays, it's like WhatsApp and Zoom and all those possibilities are there. I in the beginning did a WhatsApp group call, and we decided that which case to write down. Then we all wrote it in a 45-minute time limit. It has been done. Then we have discussed it, what everyone has written. Because see, again, as I said, every case can be solved in different ways. There is not a possibility that everyone will solve the case in the same way. Everyone will solve the case in a different way. So in that scenario, you will learn the different options and what is possible, what is not possible. When you are working in a clinic, in that scenario, your presence of mind is there. In the exam, if anything comes out of syllabus or something like that, if you are not heard of it, for example, in my exam also it was like different case. In that scenario, you don't get panic. Your presence of mind plays a big role. You are ready for any of the situation. That is the second tip of how to prepare for yourself. Third thing is the KP exam preparation courses. Right now there is a trend since last 1 to 1.5 years. Students who have recently passed the exam, they have started their own KP exam preparation classes. So you ask me, I haven't done it. If you honestly ask me, do you need it? I would say no. Why? Because see, my perception is that when you learn German stuff or a German system, you should learn it from the professors who are already teaching people since long, who are experiencing this stuff and who are already a German. Another thing is that in these classes, you are paying 400, 500 euros or something more. They teach you for only 5 to 6 days. They help you to solve 5 cases. But what to learn in 5 cases? For example, when I wrote my cases, I wrote 50 cases. Some people write also 100 cases. It's not like that you are going to solve 8 to 10 cases and go to exam and it's like you are going to pass. It's not like that. You need to work hard. They cannot tell you that how to solve the case. They are just gonna help you in the beginning. For 5 cases, it is not going to come that any one case will come in the exam. It's useless. You see on social media there are success stories and all that, right? People writing that because of her course or because of his course, I was able to clear this exam and all that. It's a half story. I know plenty of people who have not passed after their classes also. Those people who pass, they are only gonna publish their success stories. After 10 class, 2 people pass, then those 2 people will write. Then what about the rest of the 8 people, right? So it's not a guaranteed thing that you do these classes and you will get passed. It's just a marketing agenda. I am not in favor of those things. The best way is to prepare by yourself. You just need to understand how to write all of the cases. 5 cases will not help you. You need to see more cases. When you watch more of the cases, you will learn that how to write structured fully straight step by step. And once you know how to write it, your mind will go in direction that how to solve the case. Myself is planning to publish a book which I wrote approximately 49 to 50 cases, and my boss is almost all of the cases corrected. I will publish a book in a very cheap price. You don't need to join these classes and all those things. Just go through with this all the 50 cases. With that, all of the 50 different cases, you will have the idea that how to solve the case, what to take care about, what to not take care about, what are the things most important you need to write down. You just read those cases, then you practice it with your group and friends. That way you are going to clear this exam. It is not like that it is impossible. It is 100% doable. Only thing is that you need to do it rightfully. I hope that I have cleared the doubt about how to prepare for this theory part. If you have more doubts, you can contact me. The link is in the description box. If you want to the documentation process on how to come here and all those things, I can help you reach to your goal. So you can contact me again. The link is in description box. Watch this video more and more time. You will have the motivation and you know how to prepare for it, because revision is very important. Yeah, we'll meet in the next video regarding the second part of the Viva and Schriftliche Teil. Till then, have a nice day.